said it's called the address of the scripture, and then I said that around somebody, and someone was like, it's not called that, and I was like, I thought it was called the address.
I've never heard it be called that. You literally could, because it means
I
the
called
same
it that.
thing.
Whatever.
It's the location of something.
The
is an
address.
So. The next one is Matthew 10:26-28. So have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather, fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. There you go.
Yikes. I love those words. I kind of love scriptures like that. I feel like those are not talked about enough in church.
When I read this, it like made me think of all the times of where it's like people act a certain way, and like, but you know what's actually going on like behind the scenes,
mm-hmm.
and they're like purposely not like telling people or whatever, and then you're just like, it just comes off very, very fake. It comes off very like disingenuous and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just a reminder, and like obviously we've seen in different instances of where like stuff was eventually found out, no matter how much later it was. But it's like people do act as if like nobody sees it. It's fine. It's my life. Not a big deal. And everything will literally like come out.
I don't remember the address of this scripture. I think it's in maybe 1 John. I think it's in 1 John. Maybe. But it's talking about like living in spiritual darkness. That makes me think of that scripture, because I did like a little, like, I think it was just in 1 John, like 1 or half of 1. And it was, I've always thought spiritual darkness was like, you're not saved. Mm-hmm. But it was like, you think you know God, but you're literally living exactly the way the world is living. Yeah. But you know it's wrong, but you're like, I'm just going to do it anyway. So then you have this like, it's the depart from me, I never knew you. Yeah, but like, then using his name.
You shout about God, but he's not actually in your heart.
That, you know, the top 5, those like top 5 horror movies. Have you seen that on TikTok? No. Where it's like, what are my top 5 horror movies? And then people like list off like goofy things. Mine would be top 1, depart from me, I never knew you. And it was like, okay, yeah.
Like specific lines or like,
yeah, like lines or like, you know, little things. But that one, yeah. That one is
I think that it's a big, like, obviously, like, there's so much stuff that we could like actually like go into, but I think the main point of it is that like, because you cannot physically see God, obviously like things can happen, people can be up there, whatever.
Yeah, we can't.
Because no one is there physically seeing what you're doing, you're like, it's my secret, no one's around to see it, it's fine. And I'm like, that's not true. Like,
it's not true.
And I've talked about this before, like when I had like issues like with pornography and stuff when I was like younger, it's just that like it is a thing of where it's like, oh, like nobody else knows about it, like it's fine, you can keep, and it is very easy to like go about your day-to-day to like do things in the church and all this stuff, because like, you know, nobody else does, kind of thing, especially when it's stuff that like that really is easy to hide, you know. Mm-hmm. Like it sucks. It's so easy for like, I'm pretty sure like the percentages are out the roof of like how many people actually deal with like sexual sin and pornography and everything, especially going younger and younger. It is so easy to hide it just because it's so easily accessible. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to go anywhere to get anything. Like it's literally free online.
Yeah.
And it's like that with so many like issues of like it's just so easy to nowadays like lead a double life. Mm-hmm. And people don't, and it's a thing also too, I don't think people see it as that. But it is, because you're trying to carve out a secret, like a second life, yeah, where that's involved in it. But then you're not letting it into this other part of your life. But they are always going to be attached because you're in both worlds.
Yeah.
You know,
that's a good way to put it.
Thanks.
Good job. Proud of you. She's a pastor's kid.